Guys, I'm going to show you how to solve all these problems. I'm not going to write down the problems over and over. So write the equation in point slope form. So point slope, I'm going to find the slope first. So 2 minus 4 over 3 minus negative 9 gives me negative 2 over 12, which is negative 1, 6. Y minus 2 equals negative 1, 6. X minus 3, or I can use the other point, y minus 4 equals negative 1, 6. X plus 9. That's the answer to number 1. 2, parallel to this line, so it has the same slope and goes through 4, negative 3. So I'm going to go y plus 3 equals 6, x minus 4. Done. That's number 2. Number 3, perpendicular, so it's going to have an inverse reciprocal slope. Goes through 4, negative 3, so y plus 3 equals negative 1, 6, x minus 4. Now it says slope-intercept form. So now I want it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to take my answer from number 1, and I'm just going to go through the process of getting that in slope-intercept form. I'm going to distribute, so I get y minus 4 equals negative 1, 6, x minus 9, 6, which is really 3 over 2. I'm going to add the 4, which is 8 over 2. So I'm going to get y equals negative 1, 6, x plus 5 over 2. That's the answer to number 4. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to distribute number 2. Y plus 3 equals 6x minus 24. I'm going to subtract the 3. Y equals 6x minus 27. That's the answer to number 5. Do the same thing with number 3 here. I'm going to distribute. Y plus 3 equals negative 1, 6. X plus 4 over 6 is 2/3. I'm going to subtract the 3, which is minus 9/3. So I get y equals negative 1, 6. X minus 7/3. And that's going to be my answer for number 6. Now it tells me find the x and y intercepts. So I'm going to use the equations that I found here. So the y-intercept on this one is 5 over 2. So the y-intercept is 0, 5 over 2. X-intercept, to find that, I'm going to plug in 0 for y. Solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 5 over 2. I'm going to multiply by negative 6. So I get x is 15, which means it's 15, 0. So that's the answer to number 7. Do the same thing here. I'm going to plug in 0 for x, which gives me a y-intercept of negative 27. So I have 0, negative 27. Plug in 0 for y. Solve for x. So I'm going to add 27. I'm going to divide by 6. So that's going to give me a point of 27 over 6, 0. That's the answer for number 8. For number 9, I'm going to do the same thing. So number 9, I'm going to take this one, plug in 0 for x. It gives me negative 7 over 3. Plug in 0 for y. And I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 2/3. I'm going to multiply by negative 6. So this gives me 4, 0. So that's the answer for number 9. Number 10 tells me to solve, so I'm going to distribute first. Combine like terms. Get the x by itself. Put in the appropriate notation, which I'm going to pick roster. 11, I'm going to distribute first. I'm going to simplify this. Then I'm going to multiply everything by 10 to get rid of my fractions. I'll subtract this, divide by negative 1, put it in roster notation. Number 12, I'm going to distribute. I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to subtract this. This is 8 over 2. So now I have negative 7 over 2. I'm going to subtract this. I'm going to multiply by negative 2 over 7, which means this is going to change around, which is going to give me positive 30 over 7. I'm going to put it in set builder notation. No, I'm going to put it in interval notation actually. It's greater than that, so it's going to be 30 over 7 to infinity, and that's going to be 12. 13, I'm going to distribute first. Actually, I'm not even going to. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see this is all an absolute value greater than or equal to a negative, so I don't have to do anything. That tells me it's all real numbers. So 13 is just all real numbers. I don't have to do any math there. 14, I'm going to split it into two separate absolute values, or two separate values, one positive, one negative. Subtract the 4, divide by 3, subtract the 4, divide by 3, put it in roster notation. I'm going to put the lower number first, so that's number 14. Number 15, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get the absolute value alone first, so I'm going to add this 14. I'm going to split it into two separate ones. Whoops. One positive, one negative. I'm going to add the 6 over. I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to add the 6 over, divide by 2. Now I look at this and it says less than. I'm going to remember that less than is and. So when I'm on a number line, I want to be, here's my 5. Here's my 1. I want them going together, so it's and. So it's going to be greater than 1 and less than 5. So I'm going to put this in interval notation. It's from 1 to 5. Both of them are not included. And that's number 15. Number 16 is telling me to solve this, which I should remember automatically means graph. It's in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to start at -3. I'm going to have a slope of up 1 over 2. This means that it's not included, so it's a dashed line. And it's less than, so I shade below. The last ones tell me to change to the parent function. This is moving it to the right 2. This is moving it up 1. That's it for number 17. Number 18, this negative is going to be reflecting across the x-axis. This 4 is going to be vertically stretched by a factor of 4. This 3, we're not covering that right now, so I'm going to cancel it out. I could tell you what to do, but we're not going to do that. The -2 means that I'm going to move to the left. No, sorry, to the right 2. And the 1 means that I'm going to go up 1. And that's all of it, okay?